Shirvans Speaks podcast is brought to you by FitzGerald Financial Group, a division of Town Bank Mortgage. NMLS number 512138. Shirvan Joseph, our host, is NMLS registered. NMLS number 188513. The contents of this podcast are for informational and educational purposes only. We are not financial advisors. Shirvan Joseph and FitzGerald Financial Group are equal housing lenders. This is not a commitment to lend. Enjoy.
Good morning. Welcome to another episode of Shirvans Speaks. I'm coming to you from FitzGerald Financial Group, a division of Town Bank Mortgage. And this morning, we've got the goods. We've got the ladies. We've got the stars. We have the experts on how the process, absolutely, the mortgage loan process, how it starts from A to Z. Now, these ladies, they'll introduce themselves. But I've been in the business 40 years, and I've had processors when I was hitting it out the park and processes when I was just okay, and then I came back and hit it out the park. And it makes a difference. And I'll tell you, one of our superpowers, if not all of our superpowers, lie in our employees and the staff. And processing will tell you, and underwriting and closing, that's our backbone. That's our spine at FitzGerald Financial. Let me introduce the stars of this episode. Lauren Frasier, you'll start us off.
Hello, my name is Lauren. I am currently operations manager here at FitzGerald. So I started in my early 20s as just the receptionist setup. We went through like a refinance boom and they moved me into processing very quickly. I enjoy processing. Processing is kind of my heart. So I still, as operations manager, I still do some processing. That's about it.
Beautiful. Betsy Curry.
Betsy Curry. I'm a mortgage loan processor. I have been doing this for 20 plus years now. I did start out as a receptionist, moved into loan setup, and actually Lauren's the one that brought me on and has taught me everything from start to finish. So yes, here I am.
Awesome. And you know what? This is their journey, and that just gives you a snapshot, because we could go on and they could give you some more. They're being very modest in their accolades. Both of them have been Employee of the Year. Both of them are highly skilled and experts in their field. So if I need to know something, and sometimes I've even done it before where the brain isn't functioning, that's my go-tos. If they say it could be done, it's fine. It's ready to roll. So they're the secret sauce, and so are the rest of the processors, closers, and underwriters at FitzGerald Financial Group. Now, tell me, and I'll start with you, and we'll mix it up. How does the mortgage process start? Tell us about that journey, where it starts, and who's involved.
So the loan officer brings in the loan, and it then goes to processing. We do have some setup that do help the processors along the way with some of the appraisal ordering, stuff like that. The processor is really involved the entire time from start to finish.
Right.
They package the loan up, they make it pretty, they put the pieces of the puzzle together, I like to say. Once they have all the required documents, they submit the loan to underwriting so they can review and approve the file. Once the file is clear to close, ready to go, that's when closing steps in and they start working on the closing disclosures and all that to get the package to closing.
Beautiful. So after I've completed the file, I've completed the application, I've submitted it, we say push, to the processor. What is the loan officer, after he does all of that, or she does all of that, what happens next for the buyer in this case?
So the next step for the buyer would be, once we have the file, we've done our setup process, such as any kind of verifications. We are doing a preliminary review to kind of make sure you've sent all your documents in. We're reviewing your income docs, your assets. And if we have any questions, we're going to reach out to the buyer and ask for anything that we may need in addition to what's already been provided. So that way we can get the next step, which is to go into underwriting. So
beautiful. And if you could give us tips, because I'm going to ask them questions about certain situations, but if you could give us tips as to what's the smooth process? What makes it smooth so that way the buyer experiences a seamless process?
I would say making it a smooth process is just, being just providing everything up front. If there's anything we should know, communicate with us. Or if you have any questions, or if there's something that you're not sure about, just, reach out to us, and we're always available to answer questions. I think that helps. So that way we can understand what's going on outside of just looking at your pay stubs and, anything, I think, as far as that's concerned. But yeah, I think just having everything up front so that way we can make it as smooth as possible and move as quickly as possible to
Right.
have everything that we ask for.
Now, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I agree with that. I would just say also time is of the essence. If they do request something, the quicker you get it in, the quicker we can move it along to underwriting to.
Right.
Mhm.
So the fact of the matter is, most companies close loans in 30 to 45 days. That's the going average now. 30, some do it in 21 days, but we've been known to do it in 8 days. 8 days, 2 weeks, 10 days. Why are we able to do that? And at FitzGerald Financial and with our team that makes us so amazing at making that happen for customers?
Well, it's absolutely our staff. I mean,
Right.
and that's what we have we do move quickly. We are able to review things quickly. I am able to move loans through underwriting quickly. And that makes a huge difference. I can underwrite, Betsy can underwrite. We've got a couple other processors that can underwrite. So if we get backed up, I pull processors in to help underwriting so that our turn time is quick and we can make these dates happen.
Mhm.
Now, we're known for our turn time. We're known that we could do these loans quickly. Every time I tell an agent, which that's my go-to, and letting them know that at Fitz, we could close loans in 10 days to 2 weeks. And, whether it's FHA, conventional, or VA, and they hear that, well, and they'll go, I've never heard that. Well, you never use this, obviously, because we do it. So in that, with respect to that timetable, I guess it's important and it's impacted by the borrower, and incumbent on the borrower that they do everything up front by giving us everything in the portal, upload everything as soon as possible.
Correct.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, with that said, how is the staff critical to the success of the sales team?
Well, we work hand in hand with the sales team. We are
Mhm.
separate from them. We're not off in Texas or whatever. We're right here. They can pick up the phone. They can call me for anything. They can call their processor, their closer, their underwriter. And I mean, our main goal is to make the sales team look good
Mhm.
and make our company look good. And we work as a team to do that.
And you guys do a darn good job of doing that, because Lord knows you make me look good. So I could attest to that. From a technical aspect, tell me when you would require tax returns as opposed to just putting someone in a W-2 program.
So we would require tax returns if you are a self-employed borrower. Self-employed could be, a Schedule C where you're receiving a 1099 from, an employer that you're working for, or if you're filing an S corp, any kind of business tax returns is when we would need your tax returns, period. We would also need it if you own any investment properties. That's when it would be required. I would say any situations such as that, if you're filing any type of income on your tax return that's outside of a W-2,
Mhm.
I think is the best way to explain it. But we do not always need them, especially if you're just a W-2 salaried employee.
Got it. And from a commission standpoint, when do you need the tax returns? Because I understand that if you have 25% of commission.
You no longer need tax returns.
Oh, really? See, and there's a revelation. That's why this is so important.
Yes, we would need a verification of employment with the commission broken out for the last 2 years.
Okay.
And that's how we calculate that. We don't need to deduct any expenses out. That's what it used to be. A lot of times commission employees would write expenses off. And so we would need the tax returns. We no longer
Oh,
need that.
that's awesome, which makes everything, again, smooth and so forth. With the borrower's deposits, and we always, and it's not always, it depends on the borrower. They just don't understand that part of the process. The loan officer could go out there and give a home buying seminar, but until they're in it, they don't actually understand it. From the deposit standpoint, when is it that they need to explain their deposits? And even if they upload their bank statements, why would we need additional bank statements? And why do we need clarity as far as the deposits?
So each program, certain programs only require 1 month,
Mhm.
others require 2. Fannie, Freddie, and FHA, you now have to source any deposit that is 50% or greater than your income.
Okay.
That is their requirement. That's
Right.
what we have to do. Now, if you're doing a CDA loan, an MMP
Yeah,
loan, something like
MMP,
that,
right.
they're looking for an explanation, not necessarily, and correct me if I'm wrong, Betsy does a lot more CDAs than I do, but an explanation. And on those type of loans and USDA, they're more looking for extra income that you
Got it.
might be
The
earning.
earning because of the plateau with regards to the income requirements for qualifying for the mortgage on a grant program.
Correct.
And folks, just to interrupt, MMP is the Maryland Mortgage Program, part of the grant program, which is the same as saying CDA. Those of us that's been around forever, we're still saying CDA. So just to understand the interpretation. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
And the other reason why we ask, it's more for loans. Like, did the
Mhm.
borrower take out a loan
Right.
to pay for the down payment? So that's why we ask for it.
And if they took out a loan to pay for the down payment, how does that affect the borrower?
We're gonna have to then
Mhm.
document the loan,
Right.
count it against them.
Right.
It can
It
cause
could
them-
impact them on their debt ratio,
Correct.
right? And if they're looking for a program like MMP or CDA, that could affect it where they don't qualify if they're right at that plateau.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it's important, very important, that all of that stuff is requested and advised. Now, that's where sometimes things change and borrowers get a little, well, I sent in my bank statements. Why do you need to do this? How come you didn't tell me that this would be a problem? Extra money or, extra savings that we didn't know about or extra income that prohibit them from qualifying for the program. And the reason is exactly that. We need that so we could, if we got everything up front, if everything was in the portal, then we would be able to give you an answer on everything that you submitted. But if you have not submitted everything and everything changes every time you send in new documentation.
Right. Yes.
From an advice standpoint, what is the one thing you will tell either loan officers, realtors, or buyers that they need to do that you see that might be a concern in slowing down the process, the process of the loan?
So with me, I would say just, again, delayed in getting documents so
Mhm.
that we can get the loan and underwriting, get it approved. Also, I see, and I know homeowners insurance is now up, so they like to get multiple quotes, but that also has kind of held us up
Mhm.
because we need that finalized and everything in the file. But that's the main thing I would say is just delayed in getting documents or conditions back to us.
Gotcha.
Would
Yeah, I
you
would
agree?
You
Yeah,
agree
I
with-
would agree. Yeah. And I think just, if you have a scenario where you may be pulling funds for closing from a retirement account, or if you're getting any kind of gift funds, something that's not readily available to you right away, then, I would suggest doing that almost immediately. You know what I mean? Get
Right.
the process started. So that way it's not, there's sometimes with, any 401k withdrawals, if they're doing that to purchase their primary residence, that can take a few days to approve and have it sent. So, we have seen delays with that before where the funds have not been there for settlement. So I would say if anything, like that, just get the process started right away. I think.
Well done. I'm glad you guys broke it down because that's something that I think borrowers and realtors need to know. Um, Now, with regards to realtors, what should they know from their standpoint for their buyers? What should you have from the realtor automatically, and they should give to the loan officer to ensure that you're not asking for additional documentation? We're talking a contract, we're talking, parts of the contract and so forth.
Contract, probably who the title company is going to be, so we can get title ordered right away.
The contract, I think, just making sure that we have all the addendums that are
Yeah.
marked in the contract fully executed. That's the biggest thing, I think, with
And making
realtors, right?
sure,
Yeah,
making sure
Yeah.
we have yeah.
and also
no, I
looking out
agree.
for their appraiser's call
Mhm.
so that they get in right away. I've seen quite a few
Good point.
emails from our appraisal desk saying
And they've made contact
Yep,
and
and
they
no
haven't responded.
So,
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. And again, I only included that because realtors will be listening to the podcast and looking and trying to figure out, well, what can I do to make things better? And sometimes I'll be the conduit here. They don't give us all the parts of the contract, the addendum, or something might be missing that could add clarity to the contract, whether it's seller contribution or the buyer broker, the agent broker's fee, something like that. But I think that that's important. From the standpoint of, we know FitzGerald Financial, Town Bank is amazing. In your opinion, what is Town Bank's role with FitzGerald Financial? How do they? I'll let you answer it. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
So I would say, they help us with our platform. I think, as far as, our software, the our system that we work out of Encompass, the tools that are available to help us move quicker, I think is a good.
And Encompass is our operating system.
Yes, our
Right,
operating system.
right, right.
They work to make that more efficient for
Right.
us to, do our daily
Mhm.
activities. They are a very good support for us. So I would say that, that is important. So.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
And from the hats that you wear, whether it's operations or processing, what is your opinion with Town Bank's role?
I agree with her. There's also great resources down there as far as an underwriting supervisor. I can bounce off tricky or, scenarios
Sure,
by.
sure.
Mhm.
So at the end of the day, well, we know Town Bank is there. That's our parent. That's they look out for us. They support us, and so forth. With regards to loans, I think we've concluded that the onus is on the loan officer, making sure that they get everything from the customer up front. However, it starts, even though we could say, hey, we need this, this, and this, or you could look in the FitzGerald Financial Group's application when you do it, and it says upload these documents. And if you take 2, 3, 5 days, then that's 2, 3, 5 days that we have to keep coming back to you and saying, hey, we need this, and so forth. But we do a great job of follow-up. And I say all of that is because I know that there are realtors and there are potential buyers out there or buyers in process that have said, hey, that would have been good if I had just uploaded stuff. And there's circumstances. We're not saying that people don't have circumstances, right?
For sure.
That will allow us to do that. Why do you love working at FitzGerald Financial Group?
All the people I work with.
Oh,
It's
great
great.
answer.
It's a great,
Sure.
it is, it's a great group of people that I truly enjoy. I come to Rockville office a couple times, love seeing everybody there.
Right.
I do try to make it to the other branches to see, because everyone's just great. It's a great group of people.
Mhm.
And for you, Betsy?
That is very true. I would agree. It's the people, it's it's Dan, it's everybody.
Right.
Like, we really have a good unit and we all work well to work quickly. We're all part of a team. We want to make it a good experience. So,
And you know what? On that note, we want to make it a good experience. It's a family, and it's not just conversation, it's not just chatter, it's a family. They've known each other longer than I've been at FitzGerald Financial. So, and I've been here forever. So that just gives you an idea of how we function, not only as family, as a group, but for you. Thank you, ladies. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. And thank you for tuning into Shirvans Speaks. And we'll please stay tuned because we have the next episode coming to you soon. Take care.